welcome to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we're all about. We're here live at Bojangles, 7433 South Sideway Road here in Bryan, Mississippi. Stop on by and get you both sides Monday. So today's Sunday, so get you both sides Monday and Tender Tuesday. But before we get started, we definitely want to give thanks to those that make this show possible. First, more on the road. More and more sports management. Looking for management service from contract negotiation, event planning, sponsorship, sales, and more. Give us a call at 601-260-3509 or visit mms-management.com where we give you more, nothing but more. Talking Sports Live with Rob J, Jamie Horde, Larry Nix, and myself. Join us every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. live at the Iron Horse Grill, 320 West Pearl Street in Jackson, Mississippi, or log on to Facebook, YouTube, X, or Instagram and join us every Sunday, which is tonight, from 10 to 11 p.m. on the Lou 35 local metro area here in Jackson. Hillcrest Christian School, one family, one faith, one future, 4060 South Sideway Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Give them a call at 601-372-0149 to schedule a tour and test. They're still accepting enrollment. Enrollment is still open. Defining Moments with Larry Nix. Tune in to 104.3 FM every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. or log on Facebook or YouTube or visit ignitems.tv. That's IGNITEMS.tv. Zion Tribe Missionary Baptist Church, Friends Family Faith Fellowship, 925 West Pearl Street in Jackson, Mississippi. Bible class every Wednesday from 7:15, Sunday school at 9, Sunday service at 10:30 every Sunday. Looking for a career, visit the Waffle House in the Hines metro area. Log on to whcareers.com. Multiple position spots open here in the metro area for a Waffle House, so definitely log on to whcareers.com. Needed move, called Trusted Transportation, 601-672-1387. Tell Brother Marcus that you heard it here on More on the Road. Take big loads, small loads, whatever size loads from cross town to across the state. Got all that out the way. Again, thank you for joining us here on More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Bojangles, the next level Southern cuisine here in Bryan, Mississippi. I think they're based out of Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. Why is everything coming to Jackson or the Mississippi area based out of Louisiana? So Mississippi, we need to get on establish some of our own restaurants so we can have some stuff up here for us instead of all these different towns and stuff. But hey, that's another story for another day. Again, it is football season. Things are getting kicked off right now. It is hot. The temperature is still, well, you can say mid to late summer right now, but we don't know when the Lord's going to turn the temperature down. So as you right now, just got to deal with it, stay hydrated, stay cool. But football season is here. We've had some preseason games and some jamborees where they kicked off. But joining me today is a good friend of mine, whom I know quite some time. We worked together, had a couple of classes together at the Jackson State University. Joining me today is Coach Tony Fair. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing well, sir. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Appreciate for joining me this day, Coach. I know football season is here for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we were just talking before the show about how hot it is. You said you got to stay outside, so you got to get accustomed to this temperature. But how is it dealing with this type of heat right now, especially with today's athletes?
Yeah. Today's athlete, man, is a little bit different. Um, but in some cases we're still the same. If you train the athlete to withstand these type of conditions and these type of temperatures, then their body get used to it. We've been practicing all summer doing the 4 o'clock hour, man. So our kids are kind of acclimated to these type of temperatures and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you what's been the trying part is getting those new kids out of the school and coming out there. So that's the hard part. So that's been the challenge so far. Just getting the new kids out there when it's so hot.
All right. What do you think that really deters a lot of some of your good athletes not to come out because of the elements that they're working with, as opposed to, man, I'm not finna go outside too hot out there, but I'm not trying to. I'm not gonna knock any of the student athletes at the University of South Jackson. That sometimes if they want to go do something stupid,
Mm-hmm.
they don't mind going out there in the heat. But in really doing something positive, productive, you got to pull them you almost got to knock them out to bring them
Yeah,
outside.
yeah, man. It's definitely been trying to get those freshmen out there this year because of the heat. You know, I've had kids come out for a day or so and be like, Coach, man, it's just too hot out there. And then you go around, you do your recruiting inside of the campus, asking kids to come join the football program, and they like, man, Coach, it's too hot out there, man. I can't take it. And I'm gonna fall out, those type of things, man. And we tell them, man, hey, listen, we're gonna take it slow. We're gonna get you in condition. You'll get used to it. Those type of things. We got plenty of water and stuff out there. But these kids, man, they stay on the air conditioning all summer. Then very cold school. If you're coming Forest Hill, man, it nearly freeze you in there. And then coming out into like temperatures like today is 107, things like that out there, man. Feels like 107. That's tough, on a kid who hasn't been out there at all.
But what type of modifications have you made to practice in reference to that the temperature is what it is? That's nothing you really can control, as well as dealing with different body structures because some kids can take it, some can't. Some are just I just don't want to do it. What type of modification have you made in practice in reference to deal with these different type of elements?
So the kids who've been with us all, just say through the spring, summer, up to now, those kids are pretty much acclimated to how we do things, especially during those hot hours. We give plenty of water breaks. We don't say we got built-in breaks, and plus we don't tell the kid that, hey, look, you can't go get water. There's water around the practice field the entire time while we're at practice. So at any time they feel like, hey man, I need to go get water. Hey man, you can step out and go get some water. We don't. It's not like the old days, man, where we run out there and kick over the water cooler. Water for the week. Those type of things, man. So we don't do those type of things anymore. As far as like the new kids, man, we try not to push them as much early on when they first come out there. To kind of let them get acclimated some. Don't start off in helmets, just regular Mississippi High School Activity Association rules. Try to follow that to the T as much as we can. You know, um, and we just kind of baby them. Take them baby steps when they're new. So but outside of that, man, we try to watch them and make sure they hydrated. We tell them start hydration the day before. So we do all those things, kind of check those boxes off.
Now I know with the athletic director definitely put an emphasis on that. Coaches definitely have the athletic training staff out there to monitor the kids, as well as and you as the coach definitely have to monitor their body language. If you see them fatigue, hey, go sit down. But is it hard sometimes to tell one of your athletes that is really trying to make a statement? Not saying make a statement by they're trying to outdo everybody, but they really want to put in the work. And you say, hey, no, just go sit down for a few minutes. And some of them kind of get upset. Nah, coach, I'm ready. I want to go in.
Mhm.
Have you had to face that yet?
I have, and you face that every day, especially with your kids who've been there with you, and you kind of read their body language, see
Uh,
where they are. You can tell when they start to get dehydrated. You see the skin start to pale, the extra sweating, things like that. And so we try our best to make sure that we're on top of those type of cues as far as reading our kids. You said something about athletic trainers. We don't have athletic trainers, man. JPS, I don't think, but there's only one school inside JPS who has a dedicated athletic trainer. So we don't have athletic trainer. I got a friend of mine, Eric Lewis. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this, but Eric come by and check my kids. I call him, and he's a certified athletic trainer. You know what I'm saying? And he come by, I call him. He like, Coach, I'll be by there. He'll come by for us here and check our kids out for us. Tell us what we need to do if we need to set up something with sports medicine stuff like that. So he does me a favor with that part, but the district does not have athletic trainers for us.
yeah, I know, Eric. Let's see. Yeah, we had some fun together
Yeah,
at
that's
old
right.
Jackson
That's
State.
right.
Yes, I
That's
know
right.
Eric. Yeah, I'm gonna say now he checked me out a couple times as well as my son.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not sure if I think don't they have a program at CDC in reference
Mhm.
to athletic training to
They
get
do.
the students at an early age to look at their career.
Yeah. So we do have a program at CDC that offers athletic training,
Okay.
and they try to get those scholars to go help at the schools. Last year, one of my trainers was inside of that program.
Okay.
So she was able to, do a couple of things. It's minimal, but it's still good for
Yes.
the scholar to continue learning how that works and stuff like that, and possibly push them into that
Okay.
field because we do have a shortage of athletic trainers in the state, and it'll be good for us to have athletic trainers available to all the schools if possible, and middle schools.
Yeah. Now, with that profession, I know that's something what you studied because I said we
Mhm.
studied that at Jackson State in the hyper department. How is your education, your training from when you was a student at Jackson State using today, especially with you being have somewhat in that background?
Mhm.
How is it helping you today?
I would say my that base knowledge that we got from Jackson State has been very very key to my success over the last. Now we've been out of school 20 years now, man, from undergrad. You know what I'm saying? It's sad to say, man, but we've been out of school that long. But um, those teachers did a very good job with us, I would say, or I just paid attention. I took my degree very serious because I did want to work in the field.
Uh huh.
So I was always in Aford. I was doing all those things, Mayford and Aford, and going to the different conferences and trying to learn, and really trying to
Yeah.
better myself in the field and in the area. So I would definitely say the educational portion jump started everything that I am and who I am, and I would definitely say it really helped, me at a baseline level and kind of catapulted me into the person and coach that I am now.
And now, what would you tell a young athlete that this is a good profession? Because, like I said, you can't play football forever.
Mm,
You can't play sports forever. Do you kind of encourage them, hey, no, check this as an option
mm,
to better your career? It's still involved around sports because I know
mm,
it can take you far. As I
mm,
even know with my background, it took me to the to have opportunity to do intern in the National Football League.
mm. Yeah, so I tell those my players all the time, hey man, football for most of those guys is not going to extend outside of high school.
Hmm.
And if you love the game, you continue want to be around the game. I tell them, hey, there's avenues in order for you to achieve that. I do my best to tell my kids, man, hey, go to the military, go get a trade. You know what I'm saying? If you love football and stuff like that, there's a place for you to play football. It may
Yeah,
not be where you want to play or at the level that you want to play at, but if you really, really want to play, and if you are good enough, you can go play football. Now, they may not be at Mississippi State, you know what I'm saying, but they may be at some small junior college in California that don't offer any scholarships. But you get the opportunity to play
yeah.
football, you get the opportunity to get education, and things like that. So, but I would definitely say, man, I try my best to tell my kids, hey, man, life is bigger than football. We use this as a tool to become better men, and better citizens. And it's going to teach you a lot about life. And hopefully, some of you guys will take some of these lessons and continue to grow as men, especially black men.
Yeah. Again, this is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more with here live at Bojangles, talking with Coach Tony Fair, the head football coach at Forest Hill High School,
Mhm,
better known as the University of South Jackson. I'm gonna have to have a conversation with your principal.
mhm.
Now, he's an Alkanite.
Yeah, yeah, organized.
He's an Alkanite now, and through and through, I got much respect from that. He's an Alkanite. But now, if you kind of look at the University of South Jackson, if you kind of switch the letters around, what does
Yeah,
that
yeah,
say?
it's JSU.
JSU.
It's
So I'm
JSU.
gonna have to
Yeah,
talk to him about that. No,
yeah, it's JSU.
see, I know he gets that Jackson State love in him, but hey, it's all number love
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Principal Hampton. So, but Coach, what are we looking at, expectations of the Patriots for this upcoming season? I know you all lost in the first round of the playoff this past season,
Mm,
and I know they made a whole lot of shakeups with it going up to the 7A. Was it
yeah,
7A
yeah. But we didn't move.
football?
We
I
didn't
know.
move. We didn't move, man. But I'm glad we didn't. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm going to my fourth season, and I've learned a lot over the last couple of years as being a head coach. I've coached football all through the metro area.
Uh-huh.
Some good teams, several playoff teams, stuff like that, on some good head coaches. But me as a head coach, I've learned over the last couple of years how things and how these kids are. They're a lot different, like we
Uh-huh.
talked about. Um, so last year was trying. We in the transfer thing right now is going on real heavy. The kids want to go where they want to go, and they play where they want to play. Got coaches illegally talking to kids and stuff like that, man. But it's a part of the game, and that's something that I have to get used to.
Uh,
So this year, man, we're focused on coaching the kids who choose us every day, who want to be a Patriot, who want Coach Field to pour into them. I tell all of them I love them, man. And I want the best for them. But we're gonna be a young team. We're gonna be gritty. We're gonna be better than we were last year,
oh,
for sure. Got a good offensive line this year. Add some new coaches, man. That's bringing some fire. Uh, Defense has always been good for the most part. I got a young quarterback. I'm pushing his butt to be a quarterback. He don't want to be it. He didn't want to be it at first, but he's embracing it now. He's about 6'2". He's strong. He's big. He's physical. He's gonna be what we need for the style of ball that we want to
okay.
play. You know, for the last couple of years, we've been changing our quarterbacks, man. I got it, and I've been looking at this thing. Without a quarterback, man, none of this stuff works. So I got to get me a guy who's going to be there for 2 or 3 years,
Uh,
and then that's going to catapult our program and push our program in the direction we need to go. So we putting all our trust in this young man, Lindarius Jones, and my offensive line. I think I got one senior on that group, so we're gonna be good for the next year. Running backs, man, we got some tough backs, and like I said, that D line is gonna be fast and physical. Man, I'm excited, man. I got two
mhm.
more weeks to prepare for Callaway, and I'm excited to see how they respond. We had a good spring game against Merrill. That was my quarterback first game playing that quarterback. He was an
Okay.
offensive lineman and defense. He was an offensive lineman in middle school. Never played a skill position in his life, but he got out there in that spring game and showed us a lot of poise, a lot of things. That I'm excited to see him grow. And play against somebody
Now, you,
else.
you see how I'm looking at that?
Yeah,
Cause I was there at the spring game,
yeah,
and
yeah,
coach, you got to be kidding me, cause
yeah.
that was a kid first time ever
First
playing.
time ever playing quarterback ever in life.
Wow,
In life. Now I've never
wow,
been at a place where kids don't come to play quarterback either. Now I'm gonna be
wow.
honest. I don't have kids that want to play quarterback.
Because everybody think that position is pressure, which it is. Because every time the main thing when people say, "Hey, how's the football team look like, coach?"
Yeah,
Oh yeah, we're gonna be. All right.
yeah,
How's the quarterback?
yeah. They
Like,
gonna ask how the quarterback.
how's the offensive line? Because you
Yeah,
can have a outstanding quarterback,
that's
but
right.
if you ain't got nobody to protect him, he
That's
gonna
right.
look like boo boo.
That's right.
And so then you defense is there, but hey,
Man, listen, I truly understand. And like I said, there haven't been many places I've been where a guy does not absolutely want to play quarterback. You don't have a guy who wants the ball in his hand. And I told this guy, Lindarius, he came to us, like I said, playing offensive line. We moved into a skill position as a ninth grader. Uh, he played because he had lost a lot of weight, slimmed up. You know how they do, hit the little
yeah.
growth spurt. And we moved him to receiver, and he played a little tight end for us last year as a ninth grader. And I said, hey, man, you going to, he was out there throwing the football around. I said, throw that ball one more time, and you're going to play quarterback. And he threw the ball. I said, that's good enough for me for what we like to do. And he was coach, I don't want to do it. But I said, hey, man, check this out. You go out there, play receiver, and I put somebody else back there. How many times the ball going to touch your hand? Nah, you're right. I said, but that quarterback, that ball going to touch your hand every time. Now I said, I understand you don't want to do it. I understand the pressure that comes with it, but I'm gonna be there to go on the ride with
Yeah.
you.
And some I hate to say sometimes, especially watching young quarterbacks and watching a lot of young players play. Everybody want to go deep. They want to throw the
Yeah,
deep ball. It's like that's not the game. That's
right, right.
you had 3.5 times to go 10
Yeah,
yards.
that's right.
You can get all 10 at one, or you can bite away
That's
one
right.
step at a time.
That's
But
right.
everybody want to go deep because I was coaching Pee Wee League team at my son elementary, and I'm looking like, guys, stop throwing deep.
Yeah, they want to throw
Throw
the
the
deep
ball
ball.
short.
They
And
want to
then
throw
I
the deep
was
ball.
watching my son them play my oldest son play high school ball. I said, man, why y'all going deep all the time? I said, cause y'all you don't have the offensive line for the quarterback to
Yeah,
sit back there and throw deep,
that's right.
but you got the speed at receiver to make plays. So dump it off and make plays.
Yeah, that's
And I
right.
was like, everybody want to go deep.
Yeah.
But so is he one of the ones that he wants to go deep,
Nah,
or he?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Our game, our style of play is not a deep ball. We're gonna give it to our athletes in space. We're gonna get the ball to them as fast as we can and let them, what I'm saying, make plays. If we throw it deep, I'm telling him to throw it deep. It's not a decision where he's just gonna or get back there, rail back, and try to throw it as far as he can. Now, we're not doing it. We're gonna take care of the football. We're gonna play a tough style of football, man.
uh
I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna throw a high percentage throws. We doing that. That's what we're doing, and not to give away too much of what we're gonna be doing. But yeah, man, it's
No,
no secret with
I
ball,
get.
man. Ball is ball. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, the Jimmys and Joe make the biggest difference. The X and O's, when good versus good, yeah, X and O's and coaching matters. But at the end of the day, if you got more Jimmys and I got Joe, yeah, it's gonna be tough on.
And I saw. I'm kind of recalling back some of the plays that you guys called, because it was very few that he went deep.
Yeah,
It was very few, and he connected on a few
yeah,
of
he
them.
did. He
And
did.
some of them, I think he kind of over the receiver. I know a couple of them, the receiver just stopped running.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
right.
man, he was open. He
Let's
had a
go.
step on, and I can recall him, the quarterback, running and ran over a couple of guys,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then he ran out the pocket and kind of caught the play on the
Uh huh.
move. So,
Yeah, that's right.
but that's his first year playing.
First year, first time ever catching a snap, all
Wow.
that. You know what I'm saying? So we did that in a short period, man, of 15 days to get him ready. So you can imagine how far he's developed to now.
Yeah.
We've had a whole entire summer. Well, we've done 7 on 7. I wasn't big on that because, be honest, this year we're not going to be a big passing team.
Uh huh.
Last year we wasn't either. We ran the ball, man. We ran the ball pretty effectively last year behind a not so good offensive line. No shots at my guys. I love them. They did. They tried their best to give us and put us in a real good situation, but our offensive line this year is, like I said, much better. I got that big quarterback back there. I got 3 backs, man, that can tote it. And so we're going to be pretty explosive on offense. And like I said, that D line is going to be much better than it was
Uh,
last year. Much, much better. So really excited about ball, man. Really excited about my team. We young.
mhm.
We young, man. And we're going to take some bumps on the way. And I think these guys are going to respond very well because they bought into our program.
Yeah, and like I said, I know you were stating about 707. You don't too much like it because the style of play. I think 707 is good for the defense because it gives them quicker reaction
Mm-hmm.
to the ball,
Mm-hmm.
especially your linebackers and your DBs breaking on the ball. I think that's what it's definitely good for. The linebackers reading and getting their drops and then reacting to those passes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the game today, yes, it has opened up its speed because you're going to get some of the small guys in open field, and it'll help again those defense
Mm-hmm.
your linebackers to react to that. But hey, each his own, coach to each his own.
Mm-hmm.
But if what you did in 707, you completely come out different in the season now.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
coaches are still watching
Yeah,
doing
that's right.
707, even though
That's right.
I said, well, I don't think they're looking at athletes now, but you're
Yeah,
not looking at play wise.
yeah. You're not looking at plays, man. 7 on 7, man. Like I say, it's good. It's a good tool. It give the kids opportunity to compete.
Uh,
You know what I mean? So in that aspect, I like it. I didn't do a lot of going to colleges for camps and putting us in tournaments, and I I, I did that in the past,
huh.
which we had good receivers, good quarterbacks, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But for what we're doing this year and the quarterback that I have, nah, man, that'll be wasting money and wasting time.
Okay.
We need to be focused on what we're gonna be doing this season and developing our kids to get ready for a football season.
Okay.
So some of those coaches use that stuff. Now there's some guys who air it out. Yeah, so there's some teams who air it out, man, and they love to air it out. But we're not one of those teams. Maybe next year or a year after, maybe. But right now, man,
Yeah, you still developing right now, so I
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
But how important it is for your athletes, especially the young athletes around the ninth, 10th grade, that even some of the 11th grade going to 11th grade season that really haven't played a lot to go to different college campus,
Mm-hmm.
college camps, football camp to get exposure.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that for those, especially those young
That's
guys?
really important, man. As early as you can start taking kids to camp is good. Especially the ones that are local, you can afford. It's not too taxing on you. Take the kids to camp. Let them see. Let them see other kids that they can go out there. I've had kids go to camp, come back like, Coach, I did good. I didn't think I was gonna do that good. Coach, I ran good. I didn't think I was gonna run that good. Coach, I'm just as big as this guy who's got a big name. I didn't, Coach. I thought he was bigger than that. Nah, man. You guys the same age, man. The guy, he hear me, man. He just like you. We these guys feel small to some
Uh-huh.
people. And when you go to camp and you stand beside a guy, you be like, oh, that's him. Oh, okay. And you cover him or you run with him or do something. You're like, "Dang, I can run with him. Oh, I can jump with him. So what's the difference? He's no different than you. His skill level is a little bit better and stuff like that. But the exposure, not only to uh, get recruited, but the exposure
Uh-huh.
to seeing other athletes compete, and want to compete, and the dog mentality and what it takes to get that notoriety. So that's the thing that I think is most important early on, especially when you start going to camp from 8th, 9th, 10th grade. Just seeing, okay, what it takes to be an outstanding player, what it looked like, how the speed look, are they trying to get reps? Are they standing in the back? No, they ain't doing none of that. You know what I mean? These guys are out there competing at a high level. And that's how they get the camp invites, and things like that. Then you get a chance to talk to these guys. You get a chance to talk to coaches. Coach, what you looking for in a DB or a wide receiver or this? Or this one I'm looking for. And he able to tell you. And you can see if I can check these boxes off
Uh-huh.
in order for me to get recruited by this specific team or this college.
All right. Now, coach, I finna throw a curveball at you now.
All right.
What position is the important position on the football team?
The most important position,
Yes.
the most important position on the football team, absolutely. Uh, we got it, man. That's a tough one, man. Because all of them have a high level of importance. Um, and I start with with center quarterback exchange. So it starts kind of there. So center quarterback exchange is gonna be one for sure. So quarterback taking care of the football for sure. Uh, and to be honest, because I'm a defensive guy, DB's got to be great, man. I'll be honest. To me, DB's the defensive back position is the most athletic position on the field, and absolutely, in my opinion, should be some of your best athletes out there.
Uh-huh.
And that's my opinion for our defense goes. So DBs or DB or quarterback, man, that's a tough one, man, for me, to be honest. But I'm a defensive guy, so I lean more toward the DB. I'm over on the offense now, but as we all know, and as much as we hate it, quarterback position is the most important position on the field. He has the most to think about.
Yeah.
He has the most to process, um, and he got a lot more stuff to do to
Uh-huh.
think about. Just to be honest, you got to think about the play, where the play going,
Yeah.
what snap count, calling the snap count, make sure everybody down, know what direction to turn, know how the handoff should be, if I'm a throw it, who to read. So he is definitely the thinker and the most important. But that DB position is running a close second to me. I'll be honest, a real close second.
Well, no, I definitely understand, and I get what you're saying. I know that you cannot do anything without the quarterback because the quarterback has to know every position out there what everybody is doing. So he has to. The quarterback has to have the most. He has to have the capability, the capacity to know everything,
Mm-hmm.
because he has to be the coach on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may call a play, well, however it goes, somebody from the press box, they
Mm-hmm.
see how it looks from up top. They call a play in. Then the coach from sideline sends it in, but the quarterback got to look at it eye
Mm-hmm.
level and make a decision what it should do. So
No,
this is just me now. Like I said, I'm not trying to rebuke or rebuke what you're saying. I say
it
he
got
is one. The quarterback is one B. I
I'm
still say the offensive line, like you said, that
I'm
center
finna tell you now. If I
is one.
had to pick, if you said now, if we put it in full perspective now, do I take a full offensive line or that one quarterback? I'm taking the full offensive
Yeah,
line all day now. If you give me five guys who can get it up front,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We can put anybody at quarterback now
yeah.
because we could dumb the game down and just turn around and hand
Turn
it
around,
off.
hand it off.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, for sure, But if we talking about group, yes, nothing happened without the trenches, bro. I'm gonna be honest. No matter how good that quarterback is,
Yeah,
no matter how smart he
yeah,
is, if that O line's not good, nothing is gonna happen. And if defense put if that D line allow that quarterback to sit back there and that O line's good and that quarterback good, he'll pick any good DB
yeah.
apart, man.
He,
So that O line is definitely it starts in the trenches, man.
yeah.
It starts in the trenches.
I know playing watching Jack State and playing Jack State back in the early 2000 up on the offensive coordinator John Shannon. And in practice, I know everybody not trying to make an excuse in the things. The receivers over there in practice, they warming up, just doing little checks and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, running little light routes. The DBs over there, we doing drills, running,
Mm-hmm.
tackling, and covering stuff.
Yeah.
So we running. Then we on most majority of the DBs on special team.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
receivers over there just still.
They chilling.
Then we coming one on one. Them
Yeah.
jokers, Burners like, man,
Yeah.
y'all ain't been doing nothing all
Ain't
day.
did nothing.
And so that's why I can say during the game time, Jack State DBs, they really played tough coverage to get some of the best receivers in the
Yeah,
sweat
that's right.
or in any receivers that we played against. But then I'm gonna say now, yeah, we got torched a few times,
Yeah, yeah,
slip
yeah.
up every so often.
It's a part of the
But
game.
I can say that they cover those receiver that secondary from when I entered in '98 all the way to 2002 at least about 4 or 5 of our DBs have 4 or 5 interceptions,
Yeah,
and so
that's
they can
right.
tell
That's
because
right.
what we going up against the Sylvester Moores, the Daniel Guys, the Lawrence Store, the TC
Yeah,
Taylors,
yeah.
the Tor Thickpen, the
And those
Ladere
guys good.
Crawley. So you can go the Tim Mannings, the
Yeah,
Chris Jones, the Robert Jacobs. So the list can go on. So we're
yeah,
covering those guys in practice. The game time is nothing.
yeah,
How important is it for those guys to really compete in practice?
yeah. So, man, competing at a high level in practice, man, iron sharper iron. Everybody know that old slogan, man, or statement. Man, if you're not competing and going hard in practice, you're not making yourself better. You're not making the team better. It's really, really critical to compete every day while you're in practice. So when you get out there on the football field, there's nothing that you hadn't seen. There's not speed that you hadn't seen. There's not a move you hadn't seen. There's not a level of physicality that you haven't seen. So that's one thing that we hang our hat on, man. We've been going hard. Actually, I'm getting ready to start kind of tapering back a little bit because we're getting close to the season. But man, we've been getting after it, man. I'm telling you, we've been getting after it all summer. All the way through fall camp up until now. And my guys, we really get after it, and I think that's what's gonna really put us in a position when we get into our district and that tough schedule that we have. We're gonna be ready to roll.
Yeah. All right, coach. Now let's talk. Looking at the schedule from last year, I kind of when I looked at the schedule last year and this year, I'm looking like, oh, this is almost the same identical schedule.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's the
you
same
kind
thing.
of drop a Wayne County and
No, I
but
dropped Vicksburg, got Wayne County.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the wrong one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I got
Uh-huh.
it back.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So Vicksburg, what happened with that is they had a consolidation up in Lee County. So
Oh
that
yeah.
when they consolidated their school district, they ended up making that a put them up in the same district with Vicksburg. So they had to find those district games.
Uh,
So they took a district game from everybody in that district.
okay.
And it just so happened I was at district game for Vicksburg.
Okay.
So I had to find a week two
Okay.
game. So, but me and Coach Lacey, man, we've been playing each other. We got the jobs at the same time. And I told him next cycle we got to put it back on because I gotta get my get back. No,
Uh,
we 1-2 in the series right now. So He's been doing really good down there. He got a good team, and Vicksburg is a good place to be. When it comes to athletes stuff like that. But Vicksburg, unfortunately, we lost Vicksburg, and we picked up Wayne County and new head coach over there. Don't know much about what Tracy Lampy gonna do over there, man. Tracy Lampy is actually a good friend of, of the family. My wife's best friend, my wife's best friend, brother-in-law, actually.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? I've been knowing Tracy for a while. When he first kind of got out of college and kind of started coaching, and looking forward to them coming up to Forest Hill and see what they got. Wayne County used to be a powerhouse at
Oh
one
yeah.
time. You know what I'm saying? He from out that way, so he trying to bring back some tradition, and stuff like that, man. And I think it's gonna be a good ball game between us. But very looking forward to it. Also, that's week 2 actually. But just looking over our schedule, man, tough schedule. No lie, Callaway, Wayne County, Bay Spring, Canton, Lanier, Provine at first 6. And all those teams are pretty good teams, man. Um, we played a lot of good football last year. Fell short in some games that was no fault of nobody but our own. We had enough talent to win a lot of those games,
Uh,
but we definitely fell short because of some mental errors,
okay.
and that was on me. I put some of that, a lot of that, on me, man. Like I said in our media day the other day, man. I became too much of a player's coach, man, trying to make everybody fit into the program. Everybody not gonna fit in, man.
Uh,
That's just what it is. I love all those kids, but everybody not gonna fit in. And some people you have to let go. As hard as it is for me sometimes, I have to learn how to let people go, man. And we're not begging kids to play. If you want to be there, you want to play, you'll show up every day and do what it takes to be great, you know. And if I'm gonna take a loss, I'm gonna lose my way. I ain't no
uh,
lose because of somebody else. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it that way. But Callaway first game, Coach Edwards over there. Been knowing Coach Edwards for a very long time, and
yeah.
yeah, been knowing him for a very long time, man. He's doing a good job over at Callaway, man, uh, and kind of holding that North Jackson school together, man. That school there has got a lot of rich tradition of having very, very talented kids. You know, I don't know how they more talented than South Jackson, but I just don't understand it. But either way, we got a very good talented group over there, man. Always does, always big, and he's a physical mindset guy. I know how he's gonna come in there. He shot me last year. That's why he beat the crap out of us. They played fall jamboree. They was in spread and came out in wishbone against us. I was like, oh Lord.
Now I'm gonna tell you because he caught me by surprise. Also, like I said, I know Coach. We played. He was a senior at Jack State when I was a
Hmm.
freshman, and I can remember him. And it was another big offensive line they called Big Dabo. I went up there before the season. I went up there that spring. Me and a teammate, and I saw Big Dabo sitting up at the table, and his leg just like one of his thighs to take up my whole body at the time. I was like, man, I got
Yeah.
to go get these big old. But I saw that spring game, and like I said, he came out, and then I'm looking
Hmm.
at when he played because actually I was at the game. I was like, he done told
Yeah.
the did told Tanzer
Yeah.
because I'm a customer. He's a running style
Uh huh.
coach with him playing
Hmm.
offensive line. So now he's more of a running style coach.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I saw him in spring, he had everything wide open. But hey, that's
Yeah.
that's why I said don't ever always look at.
Yeah.
I'm that same way. I tell my kids. That's how I coach basketball up at Hillcrest. I said I'm not gonna run the same thing that I ran the game before because
Yeah.
I know coaches watch film and that's how they
Yeah. That's
prepare.
right.
So I'm gonna change up because I know I'm gonna get you this. What you think I'm finna do? I'm gonna do something different.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
that's just
That's
coaching
right.
strategy. So
That's right. That's right, man. Like I said, he came out last year, punched us in the mouth, and I was like, man, you got me. Yeah, you got me. You know what I'm saying? We had prepared for something different, and there's no excuse for not being tough and ready to go. But he came out real tough, and they did a good job last year, made it to the playoffs. Real proud for and happy for all our school. I root for every week. As long
yeah,
as they ain't playing me, I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah,
The only time I'm against you and don't like it when you play me. Outside of that, man, I want JPS to be
yeah,
successful. I want all the coaches inside the district to be successful.
yeah,
No matter who it is, I want everybody, to win and beat those teams outside the city. Because we don't understand how they look at JPS
yeah.
football. The how gloom and doom it is sometimes for being a JPS program. But like I said, Wayne County, Bay Springs, man, we go out to Bay Springs. We beat Bay Springs last year, tough little team. Uh, they got a rich tradition of winning, out there. I know they get back on us, yeah, but they run a lot of Wayne T stuff. We'll be ready for them. They're a tough team. And last year, man, and had an outstanding game. Had an outstanding game, and let it get away from us. Red zone 6 times, then score
That's
6 times, man. Six times.
the
Fumble, fought bad snaps. It just went bad, because of our offensive line issues we had last year. I took my whole defensive line and made it my offensive line last year in hopes that that'll make some changes. But we got better as the year went on. Lanier game, man, 8-6 in the fourth quarter. That slipped away. Uh, Provine game, lost. Didn't have a quarterback. Had Lil Bird as the quarterback.
so that's when you had to
Yeah,
plug in,
yeah,
had to
man.
plug in the quarterback.
And into the district, man. We played Hattiesburg. We had Hattiesburg in the half going into halftime, man. Had Hattiesburg in the tightest battle that they had all year. Like I said, we play good football. We play good football, man. Terry, the same thing. Had them in a jam for a very long time, but we let the game slip away. This year, that won't happen.
All right.
That won't happen. Our team much more resilient, man. I had to use a lot of those night graders last year,
Uh,
and we had a lot of mental breakdowns last year. Some guys, some ego things, you know, going on where they think they better than somebody else. I let those guys go. Hey man, if you want to go play with somebody else. It's not the place for you. And for some reason, kids think when they leave programs in, that's not the case.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think say if they go to a school to play against you, better watch that call. We
That's
coming
it.
for you.
That's it. We coming. We coming. We coming. So, but season ahead, man. Enter to the fourth season, man. I'm excited. Like I said, we're gonna look up. It's November,
Yeah.
and it's playoff time.
Well, now, coach, I ain't. I'm not trying to toss it up, but I am gonna toss it up. Now, yes, I'm a former student athlete at Forest Hill High School,
Mm,
class of 1998. Now,
mm,
I'm gonna stand on this. My ninth grade year, we finished. Well, actually, that's when we had the ninth grade team. We was undefeated in the season. We got a proclamation from the city, yay, because one of our teachers, I think he was a councilman at the time, but they gave us a proclamation. The ninth grade
mm,
team, we was 3-0. We were the city champ. We beat Callaway, Provine, and I want to say Merle, and we was the only undefeated team. So they gave us a proclamation. But our ninth grade team, we was together ever since elementary. I mean, not elementary, middle school.
mm,
In middle school, I think we played 5 games. And we were 3-2. The 2 games that we lost, one I don't understand how in the heck we lost because some type of crazy play rule that they call, and one I think we just got beat, but it wasn't bad. So our ninth grade team, though, transferred from eighth grade to ninth grade. We lost a few players, and then that same team went over to varsity, which would have been our sophomore year, and we made it to the top 5 in the state. In the
mm,
top, we was in the top 5, had a top 5 defense
mm.
in the state
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in 1990, 95, the 95, 90, 96 year. But we didn't make the playoff. Lost 3 games that year. Didn't make the
yeah,
playoff.
yeah,
We was
yeah,
right
yeah,
there on the outside looking in. Who was it? Uh, Brandon Provine and somebody else.
yeah,
I can't remember who it was. The last 3 games that we lost, we was outside looking in, and we didn't make the playoff because we lost the wrong 3 games.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
next year we played. We were still in the top 10, and we made the playoffs. Got put out by Moss Point, Kevin Fant. Yeah, we got put out first round
Mm,
by Kevin Fant. Then my senior year, we still in the top 10. We got put out by Hattiesburg when they had Robert Gillespie
mm,
back there.
mm.
Cause I'm just saying he ran all over us.
Yeah,
He just ran
yeah,
that
yeah.
sweep and going up down that sideline. But with all that, with me saying that, we had a small team. We won 60, 70 deep. I think
Yeah.
we was about 50 to 60, and
yeah,
we were small.
yeah,
I look at the guy and I'm like, man, it's a big old team. Like, man, I
yeah,
wish we would have had that side when we were playing.
yeah,
But
yeah,
we
yeah,
were small, and every day we competed and practiced against each other.
yeah,
I hated going up against, especially my 10th grade year, going up against that senior class because they bullied me. I
yeah.
still got the scar to show for it right there on my chin in practice. Who was it? Had a all district linebacker Robert Milton, Tony Yarbrough at safety, Willie Berry at cornerback, Robert Course as our slot receiver, Dwayne Smith as our running back, George Ames as our other corner. Who we had? Fred Terrell defensive line. We had I don't know, Ethan. I don't know if Ethan was rushing or something, but we called him Ethan. He played the other end. Had Scott Young at
Mm-hmm,
our
mm-hmm.
other strong side end. Like I said, we were small, but we had grit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And so now I would definitely love to see that back at Forest Hill
yeah,
because
yeah,
I know
yeah,
I got the clip in there that I'll bring them on it so they can see him. Say,
yeah,
hey, this is what Forest Hill has been. Even you go to the library and look at the yearbooks.
yeah,
Who's the librarian up there now? I think it was
yeah. No, Miss Harper, Dr. Harper now.
Dr. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, go up there looking on yearbooks, 90s, 95,
yeah,
96, 97, 98. You'll see all those clipping. But
yeah,
I got them and I'll bring them at this home. So that's what we're accustomed to with
yeah,
Forest Hill.
yeah, yeah. Forest Hill, man. Forest Hill is an interesting place, man. And truthfully, there hadn't been many winning seasons over the years
Yeah.
at Forest Hill. Historically, Forest Hill hadn't had many winning seasons. I don't know why. I don't. I've been trying to. If you look over the history, you only had, I think, one winning coach. And my whole idea when I got the job was to be the next winning coach at Forest Hill. And I coached there one time before as defense coordinator. The best we ever done at that time, I think, was 6-6, and had a 500 season, but still didn't get over that hump of having a truly winning season. A plus winning season. But like I said, small. Even then, when I was there, we wasn't really a humongous team. We had a couple big guys, uh, Jeffrey Rogers and people like that was kind of those 6'3", 6'4" guys. But for the most part, our guys were small, and we played against the big Callaway teams and the big Brandon teams,
Oh yeah, they have.
when Minshew and stuff was there. So
Yeah.
we went against those guys. But either way, man, it's been very, very interesting, man, to see the transition of kids through the years and the size difference. Now, I got some big jokers in the school, but they don't want to play football. Man, I recruited 6 guys. This is no lie to you. I recruited 6 guys for the last week and a half, however long I've been in school. 6'3" or better, 280 to about 330. All of them came out there one day. And they didn't do a whole lot. And when I go back, all of them, 3 of them said, Coach, I'm going to be in the band.
Oh,
These
okay.
guys don't want to play football, man. They don't want to play ball. It's disappointing, but they don't want to play ball, man. But we gonna coach the kids that want to be there, and we're gonna be very, very tough.
But all right, coach. But now let's sit football down for the let's sit football down for a few seconds.
All right,
You came all the way from North
I
Mississippi,
did.
bypassed Mississippi Valley
Yeah,
State,
sure
Ole
did.
Miss, Mississippi
Sure did.
State, and came on down 55 and migrated and made your mark over at the Jackson State University.
Yeah, man.
What made you choose Jackson State? Because I know you probably could have went to Valley and helped make a difference.
Yeah,
Even up to nothing now Ruston had football. You cut positive even to community colleges up
yeah,
north,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Northwest and all those other schools.
Yeah, I had plenty of opportunities to go other places, man. But Jackson State was where my heart was. I had only visited Jackson State one time
Uh,
my entire life up until then. Uh, and one of the guys who lived in the neighborhood went to Alcorn. I had no idea where Alcorn was. I thought it was somewhere else, and I thought it was some prestigious school or something, man. Just to be honest, until I got Jackson, I said, "Oh, that's Alcorn." Oh, okay. Anyway, guy named Mario Wooten Bam Bam. Anyway, Jackson State was where my heart was, man. I went to Ole Miss. We visited Ole Miss a lot. We stayed on Valley campus, right there in the Delta. Um, Too many people from my hometown went there. we only had a handful of people that had attended Jackson State. Um, I had went to the Southern Heritage Classic, man, probably twice, and had saw Jackson State, man. I loved the just the idea, the atmosphere, and all that
Uh,
Jackson State brought. And man, it was just where my heart was, man. I didn't pick anywhere else. I applied for one school in the military, and that was Jackson State. And when I got in, I called the recruiter, like, "Hey, man, I got in, but I ain't going to the military." But anyway, Jackson State was where my heart was, man. Uh, actually, now I got a son who attends Jackson State, man. Which is, I met my wife at Jackson State. You know, wife of 20 years now. Been married to that girl 20 years. It's crazy.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
go.
man. But yeah, man. Jackson State where my heart was, man. I enjoyed all the experiences, and going back over there now when my son is there, man, and seeing how
Uh,
much change has happened. I'm just proud of that school and what they're doing. Could we do more? Yes, we always could do more. But for the things that we've done over the last 20 years, definitely say it's a plus. And I'm proud to say I got my son go there.
no,
You know what I'm saying? And he's happy being over there. Uh, man, yeah, man, Jack State, it means a lot to a lot of people.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand it. They say we're obsessed with the school some kind of way, but it does mean something to us to say that we're a Tiger and that's what we win. And it is DI love with everything in us. But definitely, man, a great experience. I wish I could go back sometimes, but I actually,
You can get your master.
well, I got my
You
master's.
go
I
go
got
work
my
on your
master's.
doctoral degree.
Well,
Yeah.
I got my master's from Jackson State already, so I got 2 degrees from over there. But actually applied to Ole Miss the other day, but it's for a principal core program.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's fine. I definitely understand. I definitely understand. Now, what do you see the changes going on at Jackson State? How does that make you feel as an alumnus? Now, you see the change in how advanced the building, I mean, not just the building, the campus is compared to all these other institutions around in the state of
Mhm.
Mississippi.
Like I said, man, all the new changes has been it's been tremendous. With like the new additions of the dorms, they redoing one of the dorms over there now. McAllister is renovated, man. It's gonna be good. Gonna be a nice upgrade to the campus. You know uh, the walkway and all that stuff, the shrubbery that's done. No, it's way different from when we was there, man. Dixon Hall. I lived in Dixon and I lived in Stewart. My son stayed in Campbell College, and and those dorm suites, beautiful, nice. You
Yeah.
know, a nice addition. Some of the things that some of the bigger universities offer,
Yeah.
things like that. The new student union, a couple of years old, maybe 8 to 10 years, I guess. It's nice. It's a good place. They offer outside restaurants and stuff
Yeah.
like that up in there. Where kids can select food. 2 cafeterias. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
no, that
My bad.
yeah,
I still go to my
yeah,
old
man.
cafeteria.
I
Forget
be
that.
jealous,
I
man.
said, man, nah, I'm good with my that old cafeteria
Yeah,
in the middle of the heart of campus. That's what I enjoy.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Colin,
man.
actually, no. Since we're speaking about the campus, now, how would you feel about a stadium being on campus?
A stadium on campus, man, for where we are, it's gonna be a little tight. I ain't gonna lie to you. They'll have to make some major upgrades on the roads, getting into and from our campus based off the location where it is. But it would definitely be a game changer
Uh huh.
for it to be on campus. It's hard to vision that because of we're an urban university right in the middle of a neighborhood. We're actually really, really close to connected to downtown area. But it's kind of hard to imagine, what that would look like. We're so far away from the interstate and things like that. But the vet means a lot to us, man. We've been playing that place for a long time, and but to have that on campus, like some of the other colleges and universities, inside the state, where our students can simply walk or a short commute to the stadium, where our athletes will have a nice place where they can practice in and really call home, without a major commute across the city. You know, would be a major upgrade. I think it would definitely draw more athletes to Jackson State. We got a big name in sports right now when it comes to football, and we got big names in basketball, coaches and stuff like that. But I think definitely it would draw more athletes to us when you can walk into a stadium that's real nice and new, state of the art. You got suites. It could be a lot of money made for the campus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can host a lot of events in that place.
Now, let me ask you this now. With the location of the campus and the location of the stadium, how is that commute throughout the city when you were in a student, going from the campus to the stadium, or
Yeah,
even just the surrounding proximity of Jackson State campus?
yeah,
About when I said now when you was in school now that every corner it was you could say they painted the whole town blue and white. There was so much stuff
yeah,
out.
man. It's tough getting in there. Still, even though it's right off the highway, off the interstate or whatever. Uh, but definitely a major experience. They've gotten better. I would definitely say Highway Patrol has
Uh
gotten better over the years on how to conduct traffic in and out of there. Sending people all the ways to, through the city, up to the highway, down State Street. There are several ways to get out of there now
uh
and get in there. So I think the school is doing a much better job, and the highway patrolmen are doing a much better job getting people in and out of the stadium. But that commute was definitely different. But I've always had a car, you know what I'm saying? So, but waiting in that traffic, man, for an hour was nothing, nothing, man, nothing. Just to go see them Tiger play, man. So, but definitely, I love the vet though. A lot of people don't like it,
yeah.
but you know what I'm saying. I like the vet.
Yeah, I like it as well. I said, but you see in other stadiums, going to visiting other college campuses and visiting that stadium, you would just like to see some of the amenities that they have at
Hmm.
those stadiums, at your stadium. Now, like I said, that they definitely have made a major upgrade with the locker rooms,
Hmm.
as well as they made some major upgrades with the
Yeah, the
stadium
locker
now
rooms
for the
are
past
nice.
few years. Yeah,
Yeah, the
so
locker room is nice over there. Like I said, the suite area, they could do something with do something with some suites, man. If I think we really bought into it, I think we could make some major upgrades over there. I think what's happening is we kind of on the fence. We don't want to put too
yeah,
much money in the stadium because there's a possibility we get a stadium,
yeah,
but we don't want to keep letting the stadium go down, and we're still playing there. So you kind of
yeah.
on the fence on how much money do you put into this place. How much do we invest? Do we continue to invest? In there. We still got grass in there, which I like the grass. Grass is
Oh man,
fine.
they
The grass is fine now. Instead of that hot turf. But and some people love turf. Turf is good now for certain conditions. Like when it rained though, that vet get muddy. It
Oh yeah, yeah.
get muddy down there.
Well, yeah, I can say a lot of people wait the way that they care for their grass, they care for it, and it's like it's nothing wrong because during the off season they let it brown
Yeah,
and nothing is going on. They let it brown and then they come in there doing pregame because I wonder what they're probably doing to it now. I haven't been
yeah,
over there, but I bet they're doing something to their grass now to go ahead and get it ready, get
yeah,
it green for
yeah,
the first
yeah.
homecoming game, and it makes it look good.
It makes it look good. It does.
I think they had sometime a few months ago they had the all white fundraiser party
Uh
there.
huh.
And it had rain. I'm looking, oh man, they're gonna cancel it because we
Yeah.
outside. And so I went out there to touch grass like, man, like it never rained.